Oh, please, Jesus. Oh, God. Let's go! Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, welcome your face back to another episode on my channel. Mike Fear Clips back again with another Matchday Breakdowns episode. I know we took a couple weeks off, a couple games off, I should say. I didn't make a video for the Udinese match, mostly because I didn't watch it live, and I saw some highlights here and there. I didn't feel like I could create a genuine enough video for the channel. And then a few days later, obviously, we played our season opener for Champions League. Tied 1-1 with Slavia Prague. That video never came out. I was just pissed at our performance. The Slavia Prague Champions League game, we didn't play good. Our attacking was non-existent. Our midfield was non-existent. Our defense barely kept us into the game. I mean, Barella's goal came in the 91st or 92nd minute to tie the game for us, so I just wasn't in the right mental state. I was kind of pissed off after the game to record that video, so I just said, I'll kind of toss it to the side and we'll go again for the next one. But obviously, at the time of recording this, it's Sunday, the 22nd, the day after the game. Yesterday, we won 2-0 against Milan in our first derby match of the year, our second one coming in 2 weeks' time, I believe, actually, when we play Juve. So, I mean, right off the bat, Brozovic and Lukaku getting back on the score sheet. I don't think Brozovic has scored since week 1 against Lecce. Lukaku, I want to say week 2 against Cagliari was the last time he scored. So it was, it's been a while since he got a return for his hard work, but Brozovic as well. So obviously, I'm very excited to see both of them back on the score sheet, especially considering the news this past week that after the Champions League game, they kind of had some words in the dressing room and all that. Looking at the stats, I don't want to say it was a domination because the stats, I feel like, don't reflect the actual game itself. The first half, for anyone who watched the game, was just dead. Both teams had a disallowed goal. We actually had the disallowed goal as well as a post off the feet of D'Ambrosio. I believe it was Martinez gets a shot, who Donnarumma gets a save, bounces over him, lands at D'Ambrosio's feet. Now, if you watch back that play, it doesn't look like D'Ambrosio gets as flush of a hit as he would like, obviously. But I think it's more because the defender kind of hit his foot into the ball more than D'Ambrosio just kicking it himself. So I think that could have affected where the ball went. So I think that was more to do with it than anything. That's me being a little hopeful. That's just what I saw watching a couple of the replays, watching a few angles during the game and stuff. On the other side of things, Milan did also have a disallowed goal prior to us having ours. I believe it was Kessie. The ball came through off Godin, I believe it was, or Skriniar. The ball kind of bounced in front of them, and Asamoah came in to assist, and I feel like he kind of hindered it more than anything. And the ball ended up at the feet of Kessie, who the ball bounced over, and I think it bounced off his right forearm. You can hear the whistle being blown in the background by the ref. You can't actually see the linesman hold up the flag, but I think that's what Handanovic saw, because when the shot was taken, he watched it go in. And none of the Inter players really reacted as if there should have been a foul call, because I think they knew that the play had been called dead. Milan just didn't know it at the time. So there was that. But yeah, all in all, the first half was just it was dead, to be honest. There wasn't really anything aside from those two plays. It was, I guess, interesting in the sense that there was 2 disallowed goals, 2 VAR decisions in a sense. But other than that, 0-0 going into half. Interestingly enough, the team stayed the same, at least for Inter, after the break. I would have thought that maybe Bolitano would have been brought in, or Alexis Sanchez would have came in for Martinez, who I think wasn't having the greatest of days. I could even have seen a sub for uh, Lukaku after half or shortly after halftime. Luckily, that didn't happen, and he ends up going out to score later on in the game. But yeah, so the lineup that we started with was one that we've been known to play. It's amazing to see our defense full again. Um, like, and by that I mean like the defense that we've been supposed to be playing in Skriniar, De Vrij, Godin. Interestingly enough, Godin is off on the right. I thought when we got him, it would have been more Godin in the center, um, just because he is a bit slower than De Vrij and Skriniar. So, kind of to assist him with that, he would have been playing in the center. But I think he was okay on the right. He got beat for pace once, maybe twice, by a few of the Milan players. Not too much that he couldn't handle it. It was just he got beat several times. So, Brozovic out of the center, as always. That's his position. He runs it very, very well. Um, Now the interesting part is this is the formation. I believe. I don't know. And this is weird because at the beginning of the game, obviously, this isn't how we started. Asamoah was on the left, Sensi and Barella were central, D'Ambrosio off on the right, which I think he played very well in. I know that's where he was supposed to be playing when he was our center back replacement. So it's nice to see that he's kind of getting some strides into that position as well. A position that I know he can play because he has made overlapping runs, even when we were playing four at the back anyway. So that'll be good to know in the future. Sensi, of course, part of the highs as well. He runs the midfield. I think he saved us several times with a last ditch effort. One of them in the box actually. That had he not made, odds are I think Piatek or Suso would have just taken an open shot. Ball probably would have ended up in the back of the net earlier on in the game, but in the first half. Barella, it's almost like while Sensi's in, Barella doesn't really get his full opportunity. But then once Sensi was taken out in place of Vicino, which I'm very surprised. I thought Barella would have been the one being taken out. Barella kind of got to open up a bit, which he'll be in the highs and the lows, if that makes some sense. So after he opened up, after the sub, after Vicino came in, which I believe was after we scored the first goal, which interesting little play. Brozovic and Sensi were standing on the ball. Brozovic kind of went off into that top of the box type of position, and you could tell they were trying to work something out, but I don't know if they thought it wasn't going to work or someone was going to read it. But luckily, the play worked out very, very well. The play probably didn't intend to have a deflection be the reason we score. And then obviously it goes to VAR because the players were complaining that Martinez got a touch to it. When you watch it back, there was a solid 2 feet between the ball and his foot. So obviously that was ignored, and we go up 1-0 because of it. But that was, for the most part, I think one of the last important roles since he played was that he had another free kick as well, but that one, nothing like the one in the Champions League game, didn't lead to a goal or anything. And then Barella's play, he was definitely playing out wide a bit more, which is interesting to see. Nowhere near the position of Asamoah as a left wing back. He was just playing like a wide center mid kind of role. But when he got the ball and he had the vision to see Lukaku making the run and then wait for him instead of just whipping the ball in. So waited for the overlapping run of Lukaku and then put the cross in to where Lukaku can get ahead to it for the second goal of the game. Beautiful play. It's nice to see him getting some strides, but I did mention that he was in the highs and the lows. The lows being he needs a little work. I feel like Sensi kind of hit the ground running with our squad. Granted, he was our starter off the bat from day one against Lecce, but this is only his second, maybe even third game, if that he started, since he has started everyone. So I definitely think some work needs to be done there as far as like just on pitch presence. I think him and Sensi, if they could start working together and form a partnership of sense in that midfield, that with Brozovic behind it, I think is going to be the ideal way to play that center mid triangle, if you want to call it, of Sensi, Barella, and Brozovic, and I think it's going to be one of the best in Italy as far as just that mini connection between the three of them. But other than that, there was really nothing. I mean, as you could see, the other thing that I had is a low of a sense was nothing really came from our attack. I said it in the first half. I actually recorded myself watching the game throughout, just my reaction to it. I don't know how much of it I'm going to actually put into the video, but I said it several times then. Our defense was very stout. I think the three of them made a good pairing. The midfield kind of did its job for the most part as well. But then once the ball got past Sensi to the final third, it just nothing came from it. It kind of went away, and Milan ended up with the ball, or it would be sent back to Handanovic to kind of restart. So that definitely needs some work. Whether it was because of the way we played in Champions League, we kind of needed that like confidence boost almost again. Not entirely sure. We'll see this coming weekend. We have Lazio, I believe. Actually, not even on the weekend. I believe we have them on Wednesday. In 3 days' time from recording this video, we do play Lazio. And then we have Sampdoria, Barca, and Juve. That'll definitely be interesting. We're starting to get into that point in the season where we're getting the more difficult matches. I think we definitely had an easier run of things. Up to this point, I would probably say Slavia Prague and Milan are our two biggest challenges as far as who we play. Not to say Cagliari wasn't difficult, and Udinese as well, but they were definitely the ones that gave us the most problems going forward. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, just other than that, I mean, as I always do, here are the up-to-date rankings. Still 2 points ahead of Juve. Us sitting at 12, them sitting at 10. It'll be interesting to see what happens after Wednesday once the Lazio game comes around. Lazio hasn't been, as you can see, on the greatest run of form. They're 2 wins out of 4. The last 3 being that loss, draw, and win. But they're coming off a win, so it's always going to be a difficult match against Lazio no matter what their current run of form is. So to me, it'll just be important to get in and I think get the game started off early. We need early pressure. We need to lock down the attack. We need to just concentrate and make smart plays defensively. We can't have any lapses. We had a few, and we got bailed out several times this game. That really can't happen against Lazio, or we will be punished severely. But yeah, that's going to be me done for the game. It was probably a shorter video. It was probably going to be around 10, maybe 15-minute mark, depending how this gets edited. But yeah, I'm obviously happy with the result, especially being against Milan. That's going to be me. For those of you that did watch the game, what you thought of, our performance, of Milan's performance. Let me know what you think of the videos in general. And yeah, until next time. See ya.